As you hear these words, something ancient inside you begins to stir. The air around you shifts. Can you feel it? That subtle hum beneath your thoughts, that quiet vibration moving through your chest. This isn't coincidence. This isn't just another video you stumbled upon in the noise of your feed. This is a frequency marker, a quantum beacon that activated the moment your awareness touched it. You didn't search for this. It found you. Because somewhere in the invisible architecture of reality, your consciousness sent out a signal, and this transmission answered. The greatest quantum observation isn't something you watch, it's something you become. And it's already begun. Right now, as these words wash over you, particles in your field are reorganizing. Your neural pathways are recalibrating. The observer within you is waking up. And once you see what I'm about to show you, you cannot unsee it. Your reality will never look the same again. So take a breath, let your shoulders drop, and prepare to witness the most profound quantum truth hidden in plain sight. Here's what they never told you in school. Here's what no textbook could ever capture. Every single thought you think sends a ripple through the quantum field, not metaphorically, actually, physically, measurably. The field, that infinite ocean of potential that surrounds and penetrates everything, responds to your awareness like water responds to a stone. When you observe something, you collapse possibility into form. When you focus your attention, you funnel energy into manifestation. This is not philosophy, this is quantum mechanics. The double-slit experiment proved it decades ago. Particles behave differently when they're being watched, not because of the equipment, but because of the consciousness observing them. Your awareness is not passive, it's creative, it's generative. It's the brush that paints reality into existence moment by moment, breath by breath. And here's the part that changes everything. Most people go through life with fragmented awareness, scattered attention, a mind split between past regrets and future anxieties. But when you gather your consciousness into a single point, when you become fully present, fully here, fully now, something miraculous happens. The quantum field responds. It reorganizes, it aligns, it meets you where you are and mirrors back what you hold in your awareness. This is the greatest quantum observation, not something you see out there, but something you recognize in here. That you are not separate from the field. You are the field observing itself. You are the universe becoming conscious of its own infinite nature. And the moment you truly understand this, not intellectually, but cellularly, everything shifts. Your relationships transform. Your health recalibrates. Your financial reality rearranges itself. Because you're no longer trying to manipulate reality from the outside. You're creating it from within. Let me take you deeper. Imagine for a moment that reality is not solid. I know it feels solid. The chair beneath you, the floor under your feet, the walls around you. But quantum physics tells us something strange, something unsettling if you're attached to the old paradigm. That solid matter is 99.9999% empty space. What you perceive as physical is actually a dance of energy and information, vibrating at specific frequencies, held together by invisible forces. And here's where it gets fascinating. Those frequencies respond to the frequencies you emit. Your emotions are not just feelings. They're electromagnetic signatures, broadcasting into the field every moment of every day. When you feel fear, you emit a frequency. When you feel love, you emit a different frequency. When you feel gratitude, abundance, joy, peace, these are not abstract states, they are vibrational transmissions. And the quantum field receives them all. Without judgment, without bias, without delay, it simply responds, it reflects. It mirrors back to you the energetic signature you're broadcasting. This is why two people can live in the same city, have the same job, the same education, and experience completely different realities. It's not luck. It's not privilege alone, it's frequency. One person walks through the world expecting betrayal, and they find it everywhere. Another walks through expecting miracles, and miracles line up to meet them. Same world, different observation, different quantum collapse, different reality. You see, the greatest quantum observation isn't about looking harder at the world. It's about becoming aware of what you're looking with. The lens of your perception, the filter of your beliefs, the frequency of your consciousness. Because all of that determines what becomes visible to you. What opportunities you notice, what synchronicities you recognize, what possibilities you allow into your awareness. Now I want you to do something with me. Something simple but profound. Close your eyes for just a moment. Or soften your gaze if you need to keep watching. Take a deep breath in through your nose, hold it for 3 seconds, and release it slowly through your mouth. Good. Now imagine a warm, golden light beginning to glow in the center of your chest, right behind your heart. It's small at first, like a tiny sun being born in your ribcage. But with each breath it grows brighter, warmer, more radiant. Feel it expanding outward, filling your chest cavity with soft, intelligent light. This light is not separate from you. It is you, your consciousness in its purest form. Let it continue to expand. Beyond your body now, filling the space around you, 3 feet in every direction. This is your quantum field, your personal sphere of influence. And within this field, you are the primary observer, the primary creator, the primary authority. Nothing enters this space without your permission, whether you're conscious of it or not. Now I want you to notice something. As you sit here in this expanded awareness, thoughts might arise. Worries about tomorrow, memories from yesterday. Just notice them. Don't fight them, don't judge them. Simply observe them floating through your field like clouds passing through an open sky. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness watching the thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are the space in which emotions arise and dissolve. This is the quantum observer, the part of you that existed before your body was formed and will exist after your body returns to dust. The eternal witness, the consciousness that animates all form. And when you rest in this awareness, even for a few moments, something profound happens. The field recalibrates, your nervous system regulates, your cells receive the signal that it's safe to heal, safe to create, safe to thrive. You drop out of survival mode and into creation mode. And from this state, miracles become natural. Synchronicities become ordinary. Manifestation becomes effortless. Because you're no longer pushing against reality. You're flowing with it, co-creating with it, dancing with it. Take one more deep breath. And when you're ready, open your eyes. But carry that awareness with you, that golden light in your chest, that knowing that you are not just in the universe, you are the universe expressing itself as you. Now let me share with you the hidden truth they never taught in school, the secret that changes everything once you truly understand it. The world doesn't change when you fight it. It changes when you understand it. For centuries, humanity has been operating under a false paradigm. The belief that we are separate from nature, separate from each other, separate from the divine intelligence that orchestrates galaxies and guides salmon upstream. We've been taught that we're isolated egos in bags of skin competing for scarce resources in a hostile universe. And from that belief, we've created systems of control, manipulation, and force. We've tried to dominate reality, to bend it to our will, to make things happen through sheer effort and grinding struggle, and sometimes it works. For a while. But it's exhausting, it's unsustainable, and it disconnects us from the very source of creative power we're seeking. Because here's what quantum physics reveals. and what mystics have known for millennia. The universe is not a machine. It's a living, conscious, responsive field, and you are not outside of it, manipulating levers and pushing buttons. You are woven into its very fabric. Your consciousness is entangled with the consciousness of all things. What you do to the field, you do to yourself. What you think about others, you think about yourself. What energy you send out, you simultaneously receive. This is the quantum truth of interconnection, non-locality as physicists call it. The observation that particles separated by vast distances can instantaneously affect each other, as if space itself is an illusion, as if everything is happening right here, right now, in one infinite present moment. And when you truly get this, when it moves from your head to your heart to your cells, you realize something shocking. You are not a victim of reality. You are its architect. Every experience you've ever had, you participated in creating, not because you consciously chose it, but because your unconscious beliefs, your inherited patterns, your unhealed traumas, they all broadcast frequencies into the field, and the field, being perfectly responsive and non-judgmental, gave you experiences that matched those frequencies. Not to punish you, to show you, to make visible what was invisible, to give you the opportunity to see your own consciousness reflected back to you. So you could choose differently, so you could heal, so you could evolve. This is the compassion of the quantum field. It doesn't argue with you, it doesn't tell you you're wrong, it simply shows you what you believe by manifesting it into form. And once you see this, once you really see it, blame becomes impossible. Victimhood becomes absurd because you recognize that you've been the author of your story all along. Not the sole author, of course. You're co-creating with billions of other consciousness centers, each with their own frequencies, their own intentions, their own lessons. But within your sphere of influence, within your quantum field, you are sovereign. You have the power to choose what you observe, what you focus on, what you believe is possible. And those choices ripple outward, creating the texture and flavor of your experience. This is the hidden truth behind every spiritual teaching, behind every manifestation technique, behind every prayer and ritual and meditation practice. They're all designed to help you become aware of your consciousness, to refine your observation, to purify your frequency, so that what you create matches what you truly desire, not what you unconsciously fear. And here's the beautiful paradox. The moment you realize you're the creator, you also realize you don't have to control everything. Because you're not creating alone. You're being created through. You're a vessel for the infinite intelligence that knows how to turn a seed into a forest and a thought into a galaxy. All you have to do is align, trust, surrender, and observe with loving awareness as your reality reorganizes itself to match the highest version of who you're becoming. Let me get a little more specific about how this actually works, because I don't want you to think this is just poetic language or spiritual bypassing. This is science, cutting edge, paradigm shifting, reality bending science. In quantum mechanics, there's a principle called superposition. It means that before something is observed, it exists in all possible states simultaneously. Schrödinger's cat is both alive and dead until you open the box. A photon travels through both slits at once until you measure which path it took. Reality exists as pure potential, as a wave function, until consciousness collapses it into a specific outcome. Now think about your life. Before you make a decision, infinite timelines exist, infinite versions of your future. The version where you say yes, the version where you say no, the version where you hesitate and someone else steps in. All of them are real in the quantum field. All of them exist as potential, and your observation, your choice, your focus, your belief collapses one of those potentials into your experienced reality. This is why intention is so powerful. It's not magical thinking, it's quantum selection. You're choosing which timeline to collapse into form. And here's what most people miss. You're not just making that choice with your conscious mind. You're making it with your entire being, your subconscious beliefs, your emotional state, your body's cellular memory, your nervous system's level of regulation. All of it is broadcasting into the field, influencing which potentials become probable and which probabilities become actual. This is why affirmations alone don't work for most people. Because you can say, "I am abundant" 1,000 times, but if your body is in survival mode, if your nervous system is screaming danger, if your subconscious believes people like me don't get to have that, then the quantum field receives mixed signals, and it gives you mixed results. A little bit of abundance followed by sabotage, a moment of peace followed by chaos, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. Not because the universe is cruel, but because you're not coherent. Your consciousness is fragmented, your observation is split, and a split observation creates a split reality. But when you become coherent, when your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and body are all aligned in the same direction, that's when the magic happens. That's when the quantum field locks onto your signal and says, "Oh, you're clear, you're certain, you're embodied, let me show you what's possible." And suddenly doors open that were previously invisible. People show up at exactly the right time. Resources appear from unexpected sources. Solutions emerge from silence. This is not luck. This is not manifestation in the superficial sense. This is quantum coherence. This is you becoming a clear signal in a noisy world. And the field responds to clarity. Always. Without fail. So the question isn't, can I create my reality? You're already doing that whether you know it or not. The question is, am I creating consciously or unconsciously? Am I observing with awareness or with conditioning? Am I aligned with my truth or with my trauma? Because whatever you're aligned with, that's what the quantum field will amplify. Here's something else that will blow your mind. Your observation doesn't just affect your reality, it affects the collective reality. Remember, non-locality means everything is connected. When you shift your frequency, you shift the field, and everyone entangled with you feels it. Not consciously, perhaps, but energetically. Your family members start acting differently around you, not because you manipulated them, but because the field between you has changed. Your colleagues respond to you differently. Opportunities find you that were previously blocked. Obstacles dissolve that seemed insurmountable, because you're no longer the same observer. You're broadcasting a different frequency, and reality rearranges itself to match. This is the ripple effect of quantum observation. One person waking up creates a resonance that touches thousands. One person choosing love over fear shifts the probability field for everyone connected to them. This is why the ancient mystics said, "As within, so without." They didn't have particle accelerators, but they understood the principle. Change your inner world, and your outer world changes. Not someday, not eventually, instantly. In the quantum realm, there's no time delay. The moment you shift, the field shifts. The moment you choose, the universe responds. The manifestation may take time to appear in physical form because dense matter moves slower than subtle energy. But the quantum blueprint changes immediately. The wave function collapses, the new timeline activates, and all that remains is for you to stay aligned, stay coherent, stay in the frequency of what you're creating until it materializes in your experience. This is the patience of the quantum creator, not the patience of waiting passively for something outside you to change, but the patience of holding your observation steady while reality catches up to your consciousness. Like planting a seed and trusting the unseen process beneath the soil. You don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You water it. You give it sunlight. You trust the intelligence of nature. And one day a sprout appears, then leaves, then flowers, then fruit. all from that one moment of planting, that one act of conscious observation. Your life works the same way. Every thought is a seed, every emotion is water, every belief is soil, and your awareness is the sunlight that makes it all grow. So plant wisely, water consciously, and watch as your quantum garden blooms into a reality more beautiful than you dared imagine. Now here's what I really want you to understand. This isn't new information, this is remembering. Deep in your bones, you already know this, your ancestors knew this. Indigenous cultures around the world have known this for millennia, that everything is alive, everything is conscious, everything is connected. They didn't call it quantum entanglement. They called it the web of life, the great mystery, the spirit that moves through all things. Same truth, different language. We've just spent the last few centuries pretending we're separate, pretending we're isolated, pretending we're powerless. And that pretending created a world of suffering, of disconnection, of environmental destruction and social fragmentation. Because when you believe you're separate, you can justify harming the other person, the other species, the other ecosystem. But quantum physics is bringing us back to the ancient knowing that there is no other. There's only one field, one consciousness, one infinite intelligence expressing itself as the many. And you are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. Every particle of your being contains the information of the whole. Every cell in your body knows how to create a universe, because it came from a universe. You are made of stardust that traveled billions of years to become you. Atoms forged in the heart of dying stars. Consciousness that has been evolving since the first spark of light emerged from infinite darkness. You are ancient beyond measure, and you are brand new every moment, both simultaneously. This is the quantum paradox of existence. You are eternal and ephemeral, infinite and individual, the observer and the observed. And the moment you remember this, truly remember it, not just intellectually but experientially, everything changes. You stop seeking permission to be powerful. You stop waiting for validation to be worthy. You stop asking if you're enough, because you realize you're made of the same substance as galaxies and gods. The same creative force that spins planets around suns lives in your cells. The same intelligence that knows how to grow a baby from 2 cells knows how to grow your dreams into reality. You don't have to learn how to manifest. You have to remember that you've been manifesting all along. And now you're learning to do it consciously, with intention, with love, with alignment. This is the great remembering, the awakening that's happening across the planet right now. And if you're hearing these words, you're part of it. You're one of the ones who said yes before you incarnated. Yes, I'll go into the density and help humanity remember. Yes, I'll be a frequency holder in a world that's forgotten its song. Yes, I'll anchor the light even when darkness seems overwhelming. You are not here by accident. You are here by design. Divine design. And your observation, your conscious, loving, aware presence is needed now more than ever. So what now? Now you know the truth. Now you've seen behind the curtain. Now you understand that you're not a passive observer in a predetermined universe. You're an active participant in a creative cosmos. The question is, what will you do with this knowing? Because knowing isn't enough. Information without integration is just noise. Understanding without embodiment is just entertainment. You have to take this quantum truth and live it. Breathe it, become it. And that starts with a choice, the choice to observe differently, the choice to question every belief that limits you, the choice to feel your emotions instead of suppressing them, the choice to be present instead of perpetually distracted, the choice to trust the intelligence of the field instead of trying to control every outcome. These are not easy choices, because you've been conditioned to do the opposite. You've been taught to ignore your intuition. to override your body's wisdom, to value productivity over presence, to believe that more effort equals better results. But the quantum field doesn't respond to effort, it responds to frequency. You can work 80 hours a week and create mediocre results if your frequency is fear and scarcity. Or you can work 20 hours a week and create miraculous results if your frequency is trust and abundance. It's not about doing more. It's about being more aligned, more coherent, more yourself, because the universe isn't waiting for you to be perfect. It's waiting for you to be authentic, to stop performing, to stop pretending, to stop trying to fit into a mold that was never designed for your unique expression. Your quantum signature, the specific frequency pattern that is you, has never existed before and will never exist again. You are cosmically original, universally unique, divinely irreplaceable. And the moment you stop trying to be like everyone else, the moment you embrace you're strange and you're different and you're weird, that's when your gifts unlock. That's when your purpose becomes clear. That's when the quantum field says, finally, I've been waiting for you to show up as yourself, and then everything flows, not because life becomes easy, but because you become aligned. And alignment creates a different kind of ease. The ease of moving with the current instead of against it. The ease of trusting instead of controlling. The ease of knowing that you're exactly where you need to be. Learning exactly what you need to learn. Becoming exactly who you came here to become. If you're still here, still listening, still feeling that resonance in your chest, that's not an accident. That's recognition. Your soul recognizing truth. Your consciousness acknowledging what it already knows at the deepest level. You are waking up, not from sleep, from the dream of separation, from the illusion of powerlessness, from the lie that you're small and insignificant in a vast, uncaring universe. You are waking up to your quantum nature, to your creative authority, to your divine inheritance. And this awakening will continue. Long after this video ends, long after these words fade from your immediate awareness, because something has shifted in your field. A seed has been planted. A frequency has been activated, and once that activation occurs, there's no going back to who you were. You can only spiral forward into more awareness, more coherence, more alignment, more of your true self. This is the path of the quantum observer, not a path of perfection, but a path of presence. Not a path of doing everything right, but a path of seeing everything clearly. Not a path of transcending your humanity, but a path of embodying your divinity within your humanity. And here's what I want you to know as you step forward. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to know the entire path before you take the first step. You just have to trust. Trust that the same intelligence that grows your hair and beats your heart knows how to guide your life. Trust that the quantum field is conspiring for your highest good, even when circumstances seem to say otherwise. Trust that you are supported, guided, and loved by forces seen and unseen. And that trust, that fundamental orientation toward the benevolence of existence, becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because the field responds to your observation. If you observe a hostile universe, you experience hostility. If you observe a supportive universe, you experience support. Not because you're delusional, but because you're quantum. Your observation literally determines what becomes real in your experience. So observe wisely, observe lovingly. Observe with the knowing that you are not separate from the mystery you're witnessing. You are the mystery witnessing itself, the universe looking at itself through your eyes, consciousness knowing itself through your awareness. And in that recognition, in that cosmic remembering, everything transforms. Your relationships become sacred. Your work becomes worship. Your daily life becomes a meditation. Not because you're doing anything extraordinary, but because you're seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary. You're recognizing the quantum perfection of each moment. the divine intelligence orchestrating every detail, the love that holds it all together. This is the greatest quantum observation, not something out there to discover, but something in here to remember, that you are love observing itself in form. You are consciousness, exploring itself in time and space. You are the infinite, experiencing itself as the finite. And every moment of your life is an opportunity to observe this truth more deeply, to embody it more fully, to express it more authentically. So let this be your practice, not just today, but every day. To pause, to breathe, to come back to the awareness that you are the observer, that your consciousness creates your reality, that you are powerful beyond measure, and to choose consciously, deliberately, lovingly what you observe, what you focus on, what you believe is possible. Because that choice, repeated moment by moment, day by day, becomes your life, becomes your legacy, becomes your contribution to the collective awakening of humanity. You are not here to be small. You are not here to play safe. You are not here to fit in. You are here to remember your quantum nature and live from that truth. To be the light in the darkness, the love in the fear, the consciousness in the chaos. And as you do, you give others permission to do the same. Your awakening awakens others. Your courage inspires courage. Your authenticity calls forth authenticity. This is the ripple effect of quantum observation. One person remembering creates a wave that touches millions. And you are that one person, right here, right now. The shift didn't start in this video. It started in you the moment you pressed play. Actually, it started long before that. It started the moment your soul chose to incarnate into this time, this place, this body. This video was just a reminder, a resonance point, a quantum marker on your path. And now you continue forward carrying this frequency with you, letting it guide you, heal you, transform you. Because the greatest quantum observation wasn't something you learned today. It was something you remembered, and that remembering changes everything. The message was meant for you, and you felt it. You know you did. In that place beyond words, beyond thought, beyond the mind that tries to understand everything. In that silent space where truth lives, you felt it. And that feeling, that resonance, that's your compass, that's your North Star, that's your quantum GPS guiding you home. To yourself, to your power, to your purpose. Welcome back, observer. The field has been waiting for you.